What is going on, guys? It's Yoji with a guide on Path of Exile Trading Etiquette. The first two videos of this series focused on how to make trading an overall positive experience. Not only for you, but also for the person on the other end. Now this video is a reminder that while I'm a bloody Care Bear and I would love for everyone to get along while trading, trading can be very competitive and cutthroat in Path of Exile. Which is why today I will go through the most common scam strategies and shady money making schemes and how to not fall for them. So let's get started. The classic price scam. I know this is probably considered common sense, but I'd like to mention it anyways. There are people out there trying to take advantage of you not knowing what an item can be sold for. They will try to make arguments so you sell items for cheaper than you should, or try to exchange currency at a rate very unfavorable for you. And I'm not talking about getting a good deal by saving a few chaos orbs here and there. I'm talking about people trying to buy an item worth exalt for a few chaos, or buying currency at half the going rate. The only way to avoid this is to learn how to price your items. There will be some resources to help you out in the video description below. And if you are a new player watching this, don't let the possibility of someone taking advantage of you in a trade scare you off of trading altogether. The best way to get a feel for the PoE economy is to participate in it. Learn now, you can become rich later. The PoE Trade Whisper Message Scam. This is probably one of the most common scams in Path of Exile, and likely also one of the most effective ones. I fell for this before, maybe even more times than I know about. When you receive a trade message like this, "Hey, I'd like to buy your blink shiny item listed for 5 chaos in Standard League," you invite the guy to your party as he's willing to pay the buyout price, grab the item from your stash tab, and trade it to him for 5 chaos. Plot twist! You actually listed the item for 1.5 exalts. What those people do is, they copy the whisper message from PoE.trade for the item they want. Then they replace the buyout you set by the price they want to pay for your item, in hopes you don't notice it. And if you call them out on it, they will come up with excuses like, "This is just my way of bartering. Sorry for the misunderstanding." I call bullshit. They know exactly what they are doing and therefore go straight to my ignore list. Now there are a few ways to avoid falling for this. The easiest way is to sort your items into different stash tabs depending on the buyout price. This way you will see instantly if the item you are about to sell is in the wrong tab. But I understand that not everyone is willing to pay money on a free-to-play game. It can help to just look at the item and see if the price makes sense at all. This of course only works if the price change made by the scammer is large enough. I at least can't tell a 20 chaos ring from a 15 chaos ring every time. The safest way is to double check the price in acquisition or procurement every single time you make a trade. This is why the sole existence of this scam method is so annoying. The old switcheroo. Probably one of the oldest scams in Path of Exile. When making a trade, you will have to hover over every single item the other player puts into the trade window to be able to click accept on the trade. That is PoE's way to make sure you paid attention to every single item you are going to get. Once you accept, you are the one to blame if something was not right. Some people will cancel trades a few times, hoping you become impatient and stop paying attention in order to sell you the wrong item or switch the item out under your cursor. But to be fair, most people dropping a wrong item into the trade window were probably just not paying attention and did not mean to scam you. So if that happens to someone, don't go all apeshit on them. The price drop scam. Usually when price checking an item, especially uniques that are very easy to price because they are all very similar, you would go to PoE.trade and check for how much other people list the item, sorting by cheapest first. If you see an item with similar roles as the one you want to sell, for example 10 chaos, you assume that it's a good price and you would list it about the same or a bit lower if you want to sell it fast. Plot twist! The person who listed the item for 10 chaos is actually not intending to sell it at all. He underpriced it in order to make you sell your item for just as low. He will then buy all items listed for the low price and resell them later for profit. To avoid this, you have to check how many items there are for sale for this low price. You should at least be a bit suspicious if there are only 1 or 2 items listed for this low price. And even more suspicious if then there's a sudden jump in the price. Sometimes this can be a bit difficult, especially if there are not many people online at the time. The borrow an item scam. Okay, you have to be very naive to fall for this one, which is why people will mainly try to pull this off on new players. They will ask you to try on an item to check their resists or to check their DPS with it. Of course, they might just not give it back to you. Now I know that there are some things in Path of Exile that require you to trust someone else with an item you own, like for example master crafting services. Just be aware that there's always a chance to be scammed when trusting a random person on the internet. If you liked the video, subscribe for weekly content like this, or watch another video. Leave a comment if you feel like I missed something. I also stream on twitch.tv/itsyoji.